If somebody had told you back when you were working 32 hours a week, you need to work harder, what would you have said?
I told people to fuck off. Yeah, I mean, people told me that. I was, again, really lucky. So we had a company invest in Treehouse. And the CEO, he runs this amazing company. They have 3,000 employees. And he didn't know we worked a 32-hour work week when he invested. And then he, yeah, Rick, I hope you're not watching. And he, eventually, I flew out to see him, and he figured it out. And he said, "You are going to fail. Like, I can't believe you do that. Like, what are you doing?" And I told him to fuck off. You know, I said, I do what I do. And what's interesting is, fast forward, say, 2 years later, we were not doing well at Treehouse. You know, we had to lay some folks off. We had to end the 32-hour work week. And inbound came an acquisition offer for Treehouse. So someone said, "We want to buy you." We entertained the offer, talked to the CEO, said, maybe this works. You know, maybe combining us will allow us to change more lives. We went through this process and got kind of far into it. And then eventually I said, I don't think this is going to work. I don't think we're strategically aligned. I don't think this is the right thing for us. And he said, and this was over text. We were like breaking up over text. And literally the other CEO was like, "Are we breaking up over text?" And I was like, "Yep." And he said, "Let's have a phone call in the morning." And I said, "This isn't going to work, man. Like, you know, I'm sorry." And he said, "We're going to crush you. Just so you know, like, this is a bad move. You should really reconsider." I was like, this isn't right. And he said, "Well, you know, we're going to beat you." So, and I said, "Okay, well, best of luck. I'm sure you'll build a big business. I'm going to work hard too. Take care." And that is the moment when everything changed. When I realized no one gives a shit if I succeed. Nobody is going to help me. Like, I am on my own. And if I don't work hard, no one owes us anything, right? No one's going to make us succeed. No one's going to sign up for Treehouse because we're nice people. Like, none of that makes any sense. The universe doesn't owe me anything, right? And so, let me find this really quick. Yeah, thanks. So I wrote down, I'll dig around. Let me find it real quick. So I wrote down a quote, and I'll find it while you are saying something brilliant. But it was interesting because, so I started to work really hard, and it was just super discouraging. You know, I basically had to build out our B2B business. We were a consumer business. We didn't sell really much to business at all. I knew that's where we needed to do, and I had to go figure it out. And it was just super discouraging. I didn't know anything about sales. I literally, like, YouTubed, how do you sell things? I took some guy's course. Like, he seemed like he knew what he was doing. You know, and it was so, I felt humiliated, right? Here I am, I'm a grown man, I'm a CEO, and I don't know how to sell something. And I don't want my employees to know that, right? And so I had to try to teach myself all this stuff. And it was like months of getting rejected, feeling dumb, not knowing how to build a sales pipeline. And eventually I was like, this is so hard and so humiliating. Like, I have to write something down.
Now, as you're finding that, I just want to point out a couple things that I'm hearing. One, Ryan mentioned twice, I had to take responsibility. That's something that really stood out to me. And the second one is that nobody's going to do it for you. It doesn't matter if you're nice. It doesn't matter if you think you're doing great work and helping people. Nobody owes you anything. And I think that's pretty rare.
Yeah, so in August, right? So this process, I had that phone call with that guy like January 2nd in the cold of the morning. And I decided, fuck it, man. I'm going to work my ass off. And I'm going to show you. And that's one of the big things that I learned is the motivation of showing somebody that they're wrong is powerful. And there's nothing wrong with it, right? It's powerful, right? And so I decided, all right, I'm going to show you. Like, we'll see. And it wasn't I wanted to beat him. I just wanted to prove that I had what it takes, right? So then fast forward to August. August, I still had not sold a deal. Like I hadn't closed anything, nothing was happening. And so I wrote this down because I was like, I don't know what else to do. And I thought, I just need to visualize something happening so I can, and this isn't some sort of motivational bullshit. I was just like, I have to make this real, otherwise I'm gonna quit. So I said, I can visualize me getting the email that says, Ryan, we'd like to move forward on the deal. And it's a $100,000 deal with a massive corporation. Then I'll post on Slack, in the exec channel, and then in Asana, and then everyone will say, boom. Yeah, and that hadn't happened. I mean, that was like a fantasy, right? And then fast forward a couple months later, literally that happened. And it changed my life. I think I realized that, you know, you can learn these things as a business owner. It's okay if you don't know anything. And you can become something that is pretty fundamentally life-changing. So now when I say we're crushing it, like I actually mean it.